Hello, welcome to the Untitled Chapter. I'm your host, Rob. In an exciting set of news, the Warscroll for Blackpowder's Buccaneers. That is correct. The ogre with a pirate monkey friend has indeed been released. Well, the Warscroll has been released, at least, which is important. And me and the Twitch chat, who you can see right here, are going to talk about it and how it may affect your ogre army, basically. Now, you guys might be like, oh, is there how do I find out about these? What do they look like? Well, let's have a quick look at it right now, shall we? Yeah, because it's worth looking at, and we should check it out. Here we go. Let's remember how excited we were at the launch of Blackpowder. Okay, excitement all the way. He looks like Rob if he took off his cap. What? I look nothing like him. How dare you? Right, while we wait, we hydrate. I look nothing like him, and I refuse to listen. 90% match. Robert satire. Thank you, Clodas. Prove it. Okay. All right. So there he is. I mean, I'm going to look like him eventually. I'm getting husky. Now, obviously, the star of the show is Monkey with a Knife. Yeah, Monkey with a Knife. So we want the Warscroll for Monkey with a Knife to be very strong. Now, these are obviously from the Harrowdeep game that you've never played. The comments about this video are turned off. Oh, sad face. Okay, no one can't even give it. I'm going to give it a thumb up because, I mean, truthfully, like, what a great video. Okay, now we don't know any narrative. I guess, is there even any narrative? But we have the Warscroll has been released on the app. The sad thing about this is that they didn't do a tweet. Did they do a tweet? Did they say anything publicly? Did anyone say, hey, the Blackpowder Buccaneer has now got a Warscroll? Like, did Games Workshop say it? Did they tweet it? I'm not sure. Anyway, it's a... also, a little interesting side note is the app gets no tweet, just Discord goons. Fantastic. The app, the Warhammer Age of Sigmar app, gets updates. And in this the latest update, they did in the notes put, thank you to intern Matt, gave the knife back to Gorlock's Powder's monkey. A Warscroll for ants. Which is a great update. It's a great update. Okay. So the Warscroll, okay, 7 wounds with a 5-up armor save. That's a troubling start in today's world. A 5-up armor save. You would hope that an ogre with big belly plate, might have a 4-up armor save. Feels like 4-up armor save is pretty much the standard, but that's fine. That we're not going to be undone. Yeah, strong. She's a man. Okay, right. So the ogre man-eater. Oh, he's a man-eater. Or Gorlock Blackpowder. And not forgetting, man-eaters don't just eat men. They're quite often mercenaries for different factions. There's no rules for those in-game for Age of Sigmar, which is a bit of a shame. What reach has he got? Well, we'll find that out in a minute. The ogre man-eater Gorlock Blackpowder made his reputation roaming the penumbral sea and plundering ships wherever he went, ever accompanied by a retinue of hangers-on, while the man-eater seeks out worthy adversaries to add to his boasting tally. His crew loot everything they can get their hands on. Claws or beaks on. Okay. They also eat woman. What the fuck, Games Workshop? going to be a big year for ogres. Yeah, it's going to be a big year for ogres when they get the new book with the 5-up save. Half each reach. Right, okay. So he's got the Gorlock Blackpowder is armed with a Grundabus. A Grundabus. A Great Cutlass and Gulping Bite. Right, so a Grundabus is a missile weapon, so I guess that's his gun. A Grundabus. So it's like a blunderbuss. Okay, I know this is going to be a little moment, but truthfully, I've never really understood why is a blunderbuss called that. Is it because it make a blunderbuss is the ancestor of the shotgun, developed as a smoothbore. How did it get its name? The term blunderbuss is of Dutch origin from the Dutch word donderbuss. Wait, come on. I've got some Dutch guys in the chat. I know this. Smoking a pancake, donderbuss. Okay, I've done it. Nailed it. Nailed the accent. Smoking a pancake, donderbuss, which is a combination meaning donder, meaning thunder, and buis, meaning pipe. Okay. It's thunder tube. Okay. Wow. So it's thunder pipe or thunder tube. Okay. Donder? Thunder pipe. Okay, so the word grunt is pretty dwarfy, that's it. Yondibus. Chundabus is the mark of Nurgle. It's completely different. So in this situation then, so normally a blunderbuss is a thunder pipe, so then a grundabus is some sort of pipe. So we just need to know what grunder is, and then we're in. Grunder into Google. Grunder. English translation of grunder. Grunder. Oh no, go away. Grunder. Masculine noun. Founder. It means founder. Okay, so we've got a founder pipe. Okay, founder. I didn't even know her. Tristan, thank you. Send me that link again in a minute, and I'll click the link. I'm about to potato cams be gone. Grunzing Grungy. Yeah, of course, it most likely is related to the dwarven god Grungy, who probably was the creator and or architect of that particular type of weapon, which is quite exciting because that might mean that we see some more weapons, guns produced by Grungy in the rumoured. Now, it's a rumour, and now I know oftentimes I say rumour, but I know what I mean. In this situation, I am unaware of a rumour. Like I have no sources for this, but there is a slight rumour of an upcoming combined dwarf book, which I wouldn't like to see personally. Hello, first time chat. Oh, please ban our first time chat. Okay, it's literally a nicked Caradron rifle. Yeah. Grundam is a really good one. Grundam. Okay, anyway. So the Grundabus is a weapon. So he moves 5 inches, which is, it's an on-foot character. It's a bit sad, but whatever. So he's fairly slow, but he's got a 12-inch range on his weapon, so it's a 17 inches effective range. And then he's got 2 attacks, 3s and 3s, rend 1, d3 damage. Okay, so not something really to take into account. It's just a nice additional thing. Obviously, you can shoot into combat in Age of Sigmar, which is good. So if you're locked in combat, that's another short range shotgun, which is quite nice. Dave, I won't do one yet, but thank you, Dave. I'll do one later because I was late. The Grundabus is coming, and everybody jump in. Oh yeah, but yes, +2 for hungry, of course. So yeah, I guess 7 inches is fairly quick, because obviously it's got the ogre allegiance. Okay, so then companions. Gorlock Blackpowder is accompanied by 4 minions: Pegs, Kagi, Mange, and Shriek. Literally fantastic. The minions must remain within 1 inch of Gorlock Blackpowder. For rules purposes, Gorlock Blackpowder and their minions are treated as a single model. Most 40. That's pretty great. Okay, so just all of them together, right? So who are they? We've got Pegs, Kagi or KG, KG, Mange, and Shriek. Okay, become one with the monkey. Yeah, true. Legendary looter. Tales of Gorlok's hunger for wealth are passed from man-eater to man-eater as an example to aspire to. At the start of the combat phase, you can pick one enemy hero with an artifact of power. At the start of the hero phase, you can pick one enemy hero with an artifact of power enhancement that is within 3 inches of this unit, and roll 2d6. You know what emoji you need to put in the chat, gang. Yeah? What? Come on. What emote do you need to put in the chat? We've already rolled 2d6. We know whose ability this is. Add 2 to the roll if Kaji has not been removed. And add 1 to the roll for each other minion that has not been removed. Okay. If the roll is a 12 plus, fuck me. That enemy hero cannot use the artifact of power for the rest of the battle. If the artifact of power modified any of the bearer's characteristics or weapons characteristics, they return to their original values. Okay, so let's work it out. He gets +1 for each minion, yeah, which isn't KG, so that's 3. So he gets +1 for Pegs, +1 for Mange, and +1 for Shriek. Hey, honey, how was your day at work? Well, me in the chat, we talked about a monkey, a crab, and 2 grots that helped an ogre out. Anyway, Pegs, Mange, and Shriek, yeah, add +3, but KG adds +2, so that's +5, right? Your average on 2d6 is obviously 7, so 12. So if the roll is a 12 plus, so if he's completely unwounded, you should, as an average, like you've got 50-50 odds basically on achieving this, right? If it's unwounded. The other dwarfs were too kind. You've been grunderbust. Was it a crab? Is it a parrot? It was all about... Okay. Come on, chat. Okay, so it's actually good. It's at the start of the combat phase, okay, which is good, not the hero phase. So you can charge in. Okay. Okay, let's picture it in our heads. Okay, so I charge in. Yeah, someone has bought an artifact of power for their army. Okay, let's say an Arcane Tome or a Frostheart Phoenix. Yeah, or the Mirror Shield, which will be very far away from this guy. The Mirror Shield guy will be very far away from this guy. Who else? What else do we take in as artifacts? The issue is most of these artifacts are going to be very far away, I think. Anyway, doesn't matter, right? We've charged him in. At the start of the combat phase, both players' turns. Yes. Both players... Joining me live is the Twitch chat, and in it is a chap called Iron Gutsman. I'm a huge fan of Stuart, and he is very keen that this is actually good. I think it is very fun, and I would advocate for fun more than anything else in Age of Sigmar. I would advocate for fun, and this is fun. You have a pirate, and you could wear a pirate hat when you go to tournaments, and you go, be avast, which one of ye mateys be having an artifact of power? And then they'll be like, it's him, strange fellow. You'll be like, I'll be having that later, you see? The issue is, obviously, like, if it is in any way game-changing, you're just going to shoot him to death. But in some cases, that will not. But actually, 11 wounds hero for 105 points in ogres is pretty nice, actually. Okay, all right, okay, all right. I'll listen to that. I've got no problem with that. I'm willing to listen to that conversation. That an 11 wound... Is he an 11 wound hero, though? Okay, I think that's to do with the next rule, right? Gorlok's minions. Gorlok's minions scurry between his legs or over his broad shoulders, scurrying out to steal pieces of loot or attack a foe. Sadly, this often puts them in danger of being on the receiving end of an enemy's attacks. Sad face. Okay. Each time a wound or mortal wound is allocated to this model, that's what I said. I kept saying. That's why I keep saying. I have a friend who says things. Who says mortal wound. Very Scottish. So I keep like Argosian. That's how you say Argosian, which is a contrast paint. Also, you didn't show melee attacks. Oh wait, I didn't show melee attacks. No, you're right. I didn't. I'll go back to the melee attacks in a minute. Sorry. Give me a minute. We'll go back to the melee profile. It's because they're generally underwhelming, but we'll go back to it in a minute. Gorlok's minions. Each time a wound or mortal wound is allocated to this model and not negated, you can choose to remove one minion. If you do so, the wound or mortal wound is negated. In addition, each minion confers an ability to this unit. Okay, I'm completely in. Okay, you've absolutely got me. There are so many options here. Imagine you play every game and you be devastated when you do 1 damage, yeah, to Gorlock, right? And then he's like, oh my God, I have to kill one. One of them has to die. And you spend 5 minutes on the conversation, just pacing at the table, just really RPing, just being just being so intense. So you didn't take the minions off until he's done his last wound. Each time a wound or more wound is allocated to his model and not negated, you can choose to remove 1 minion. Oh yeah, you don't even need to take them off. Well, you get the first 2 wounds on him, 6 wounds on him, and then the 2 goblins. Okay. If you do so, the wound or mortal wound is negated. In addition, each minion confers an ability to his unit as shown below. If the minion is removed, that ability can no longer be used. Before he dies on his last wounds, all his bros jump in. That's fine. Yeah, this is cute. This is so cute. This is great. I want more of this. I've advocated for this before, and I think more little guys, more big models, little guys, basically. Yeah, character, little guys next to them. That's what I've always said. Yeah. I've always said that. Morning. Morlog Chad's right up. Heroic action for healing to bring them back, right? I don't know. Hold on, let me talk about it. Anyway, what does pegs do? Which is pegs? Do we know which one's which? Does it say which one's which? So is KG? Okay. So pegs add 1 to the hit rolls to this unit. Oh, that's pretty good. Peg is the bird. Okay. In addition, if you choose to remove this minion, when this unit suffers a wound or a mortal wound, see left, on a 5-up, this minion is not removed, but the wound or mortal wound is still negated. A 5-up ward. Ooh. Well, if I don't know the opponent, won't know either. One has a peg leg. Okay. So we think pegs is the peg leg grot. Right, okay. So that's pegs. +1 to hit. +1 to hit is pretty impressive. He's a shield drone. This is where all the amulets went, on pegs. Yeah, then who is Peggy? Right, KG we know adds +2 to the legendary looter ability. And then Mang. After this unit fights, you can pick 1 enemy unit within 3 inches of this model and roll a dice. On a 5-up, the enemy suffers 1 mortal wound because of Mang. Okay, I don't know which one Mang is. And then Shriek. In your shooting phase, you can pick 1 enemy unit within 18 inches of this model and roll a dice. On a 5-up, the enemy suffers. Mange is the monkey. Mange is the monkey. Okay. Rob, don't you pretend you don't know the word mange. The mange. Wait, so the ward save are his peg legs getting the hit. If you do it twice, it stops working. Yeah. 5+ and the monkey stabs them. Wait. The grot, the Noblar. Yeah, anyway. So, mange. After this unit fights, you can pick 1 enemy unit within 3 inches of this model and roll a dice. On a 5-up, the enemy suffers 1 mortal wound. Okay. In your shooting phase, you can pick 1 enemy unit. Okay, so for 105 points. Okay, he also has a melee attack, which I didn't put in the Discord. So give me a second and I'll put this in the Discord. Because he does have a melee attack. Is that it? Okay. He's a great cutlass, which is 4 attacks, 3s and 3s, but it will be 2s and 3s, Ren 2, damage 2. And he's got a gulping bite, which is 1 attack, 3s and 3s. So he does no damage, right? He does some, right? But what I'm saying is he's not a unit. He's a character, though. He's a named character, so you can't give him an item, which I think is a bit of an issue. Destruction, ogormawtribes. He's a man-eater. He is a hero, though. Okay. All right. So 105 points. What do we get? What do we get for this guy? Okay, we get our base 7 wounds. We get our additional 4 minions, so 11 wounds on a 5-up save. okay, for 105 points. He moves 5 inches, but obviously he's an ogre, so he's hungry, so 7 inches. Yeah, he's pretty good bravery for a heroic recovery, which is nice. But he counts as a single model, right? So with the minions, he counts as a single model. The minions must remain within 1 inch of the battlefield. For rules purposes, Gorlock, Blackpowder, and their minions are treated as a single model. So I guess if you did a heroic recovery, you can put the minions back? I guess. But I think obviously the main thing about this guy is the ability, the legendary looter, the ability to take out artifacts. That's the mission. That's the mission. The mission is an artifact if you choose to do it. And honestly, what a great rule. Yeah, on that. Whether it's effective is I don't care, right? They've added some story. Like, this miniature comes alive because of the rules. I'm going to probably complain a lot this year about Warscrolls not having lots of rules, because third ed Warscrolls tend not to have lots of rules. This is what I want to see. I love this. The character completely comes to life. He serves a role, right? He serves a role in that he, like, disables artifacts. Is that important? Like, or is it effective? It probably isn't. But can I use it to have some fun? Like, it might be very effective. There might be some Warscrolls where you're like, I just need to get this on-foot character across the board against all the shooting into the enemy unit who's got this artifact. Maybe, right? Maybe that's what you need, right? It's the start of each combat phase as well, so you've got the opportunity to try and steal loads of artifacts. Not that people generally tend to run them, but that doesn't matter, because you get the opportunity to have some incredible fun, right? Sure, in a competitive setting, he probably gets shot 90% of the time, right? And he definitely gets beat up most of the other time because he's got a 5-up save. But, like, ultimately, you've got something really fun to do with this unit, which is all we really want from our models. We want them to tell stories on the tabletop. Like, I really do think that, yeah? Like, I think the quality of Warscrolls should be much better, and I think this is a really good example of it. Like, whether it's not, like, I wouldn't pick this up to, like, play in a competitive setting. Now, ogre players might tell me that I'm wrong. Yeah, they might be like, this is the boy Rob. We need this guy. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you know, I could see him holding an objective at the back of the board because he's only 100 points, which is pretty cheap inside the ogre book. Like, you might try and use him to zone out or block some deep strikes or something like that, which, again, cheap because he's in the ogre book. So, this is really good. Can he be bought on from ambush? Like, I don't know, actually. Maybe. No, I don't think so. It's only the hunter that can be brought in via ambush because it's on his Warscroll. I remember how people said this set of rules is actually fun. This is super fun. This is super fun. The Twitch chat seems to agree. The Twitch chat seems to agree that these seem like very fun rules. Yeah? And usable inside of an ogre army. Whether or not they're going to make it into competitive ogre armies, which already aren't doing particularly well in Age of Sigmar 3.1 anyway, like, isn't really the point. Because it's just a cool miniature. Right? And I want more of that. I want more of that in Age of Sigmar. I want more Warscrolls that have something unique about them. Right? A pirate is a good Warscroll, in my opinion. Thanks for listening to Honest Wargamer. We're supported by everyone on Twitch and everyone on the Honest Wargamer Patreon. Please like and subscribe, share it with your friends, leave us a review. Loads of love, and tell us what you think in the comments below.